Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this course unit called Primary Education Studies and Management by Kawazira Dina, Faculty of Education, Mountains of the Moon University. We are going to start with this course unit, which is Primary Education Studies and Management. If you looked at it, that means it is mainly focused on primary education studies, but with management. And we will first look at the course description, objectives, and the learning outcome. If you look at the course unit that we are covering right now, what do I expect from you? There are certain things I want that after this course unit, my students should be able to do, or should be able to explain, or should be able to understand. One of them is that the course unit is mainly about the primary education studies and management. What does it entail? What does it have? What does it handle? It usually handles the primary education studies generally. Nothing much but primary education studies. And we will also look at education for all. Education for all, it's mainly universal primary education. Education for all, everyone must access education. And that is where the universal primary education falls. Then, like I said, it's about primary education studies and management. We have to look at education management. What is management? What is education management? What is business management? What is home management, like we said last time? Education management is what we'll be looking at in this course unit. Education structure. If you looked at the Uganda's education structure, how is it? We have from P1 to P7, from S1 to S4, from S5 to Senior 6, then the tertiary institutions. How is the education structure of Uganda? Why is it structured the way it is structured? All those ones will be finding them in this course unit. We cannot talk about education management without talking about resource mobilization. Finding resources. How do you mobilize resources? After mobilizing the resources, how do we manage the resources? All that will be found in this course unit called Primary Education Studies and Management. Then communication. I am communicating right now. Teachers who are doing nothing but communicating. How do we pass on the knowledge from ourselves to the students? It's through communication. As head teachers, how do we pass on information from ourselves to the staff members? It is through communication. Then we'll be looking at discipline in schools. Like I told you, with management and with the handling of schools, discipline is very paramount. We cannot have a school that is in discipline and then we think we'll achieve our objectives. After looking at what will be entailed in this course unit, then I'll take you through the course objectives. Why am I teaching it? Why is Mountains of the Moon University teaching this course unit? Why did they include it in the course outline? Why did they include this very course unit in the course objective? There is something we want to achieve. One of them, we want to understand the primary education system. As teachers, if you're to go and teach in a primary school, you need to understand the system, how it works. So by the end of this course unit, I want you people to understand the primary education system. How does it move? I hear you people talking of the lower primary, upper primary. That means there is a system, and then we must understand it at the end of this. We need to have an insight into the concepts of education. We're talking about management, we're talking about resource mobilization, but at the end of this course unit, I want you to understand those concepts. The objective, I want you to understand these concepts, internalize them, and then be able to implement them. We need to understand the structure, like I said. At the end of this course unit, you must be able to understand the structure. For example, I told you we have the structure of primary education, then we have the secondary, then we have the tertiary institutions. I got to know about them through my training and practice. So with you also, I want you, after this training, you should be able to have that kind of information. Then you need to understand the effectiveness of communication. What is the importance of effective communication? How do we communicate properly? How do we communicate safely? effort pass on the learning from from ourselves to the pupils. Those were the learning objectives. The learning objectives are different from the learning outcome. My objectives, I've mentioned them. Now the learning outcome. At the end of this course unit, what do I want you to practice? What do I want you to be able to do? These are the learning outcome, the things that I want to see you do, the skills that I want you to have. One of them is to understand how primary education system operates. How is it? Construct your own management styles. We are going to be head teachers at some point. We come from the learning objective we had and then the course units that are there. We need to have our information. We need to be able to fit into the education system and the education structure. After this course unit, I want you to go to education structure and fit in. Find your place, find your niche, be an expert, either as a teacher or as a head teacher. We need to be able to use the relevant methods to enforce discipline in schools. You remember we had a topic called discipline in schools. Now I want you to practice, use relevant methods to enforce this discipline in schools. That will be my learning outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, then we will move to the real content of this course unit. We have looked at the course objective, we have looked at the learning outcome, and we have looked at the content itself. The content, we have it. From the content, we have the objectives. From the objectives, we have the learning outcome. Then I'll take you to the overview and justification for primary education. What is primary education? What does it entail? Why do we need it? Do we need primary education? Why didn't we start from secondary? Those are the issues we will be covering. We will look at primary education. What is primary education? The development of any country is directly proportional to the level of development of its education system. The development of any country is directly proportional to the level of its education system. Probably our development is to the level of our education system. Yes, meaning that education has an influence on development. We are a third world country moving to a first world or second world, but how is our education system? It must be at the level of our development. We cannot move faster than our educational level. That means we are always at the same level. What does that mean? We need to uplift the education system for us to be able to achieve development. Meaning education and development are related. The major purpose of education is to educate all citizens, and you can see I'm having the word all in bold. The major purpose of education is to educate all citizens and give everyone adequate opportunity to succeed in life. Girls, boys, men and women, disabled and able-bodied people, they should be given an opportunity to exceed, to succeed. No one to be left behind. That is the education I'm talking about. And that is at primary level, probably the beginning level. The other levels can follow. The importance of education at this level, primary education, cannot be doubted. We can afford not to have secondary education, but we need to have the primary education because we are acquiring the basic skills. It is the level that gives us the socialization. For example, we go to school at P1, we're not learning much, or nursery, we're not learning much, but learning how to socialize. It is this socialization skill that we acquire in primary that we are using right now at old age, at family level, at business level. How do we interact with our colleagues? How do we interact with the community? The basic skills of socialization were gotten at primary level. At primary level, as we were saying, it's the basic education level at which learners receive basic skills to live a good life and be useful citizens in society. At primary level, we are learning about reading and writing. These are the skills we will use forever. Even if I stopped studying like at primary 7, it is the skill I'm still using, reading and writing. I did not study reading and writing in secondary. I only started reading and writing at primary. Even yourselves. So once we have the person having the skill of reading and writing, we can live a good life. We can be citizens who can go to the polling station and vote using a tick or writing something. We can be a group of people that can be able to read the Bible. Might be the Bible or what, but be able to read a signpost, be able to read the instructions, wash hands before eating, do not proceed, zebra crossing ahead. Those are the skills we acquire at primary level. Primary level, we're talking about it as the initial stage of the education system. The initial stage of the education system. It lays a foundation for the child's academic, social, and personal development. At PhD level, even if it's mathematics, we use the basic skills of addition, multiplication that we acquired at primary level. Reading and writing, the skills we're using are those that we acquired at primary level because that is what they teach. The values that we have: good morning teacher, good morning class, greeting, the skill, we got it from primary level. We acquired it. I can't say we got it, but we acquired it through training of our teachers. We're able to know that we're supposed to greet. We're supposed to say thank you. We're supposed to say, teacher, can I go out? We just don't move out. Those are the values that we learned at the basic level of learning. And up to now, the basic skills they have, I got them from primary. They are helping me. They are going to help you to a good life, to a better future. We still continue to apply those skills. What is primary education focused? What is it focused on? It's mainly focused on the fundamental skills like I told you. The skills such as reading, writing, arithmetic, and basic concepts. Those are primary level. These skills are essential for future academic success and lifelong learning. Like I told you, the addition I learned in primary is still the skill I'm using at university level. Even when you reach PhD, if it's addition, it's addition. If it's multiplication, it's multiplication. Let's look at English. The English I'm speaking, the basics of past tense, present tense, I got them from primary school. And when you reach even university level, it's the skill you're using. Meaning I have a foundation. If the foundation is bad, that means even the house is bad. If you don't acquire these skills that are required for your success at a primary level, that means even at secondary level you have issues. That is what I was saying, and when we were starting the universal primary education, it was at primary level. We wanted everyone to reach that level and complete it. That is the overview of the primary education. At this level should be inclusive and equitable. That's what we're saying. The level should be inclusive and equitable. Everyone, nobody left behind. And equity is being exercised. The young, the old, that's not an issue. The rich and the poor, they must be able to access education. The lame, the disabled people, and the able-bodied people are able to access this education. So we are saying primary education should be a level that is ensuring equitable and inclusiveness. Effort should be made to address these barriers to learning and promote educational equity. That is why we're saying at primary level, everyone must be on board. Secondary, we are not very strict. At university level, you can afford to drop out, but we want, as a government, to make sure that every child must go to school, must access quality education, and importantly, must be able to complete. Secondary level, you must be able to complete. Tertiary level, we may fail to complete. But I want everyone to reach primary and be able to acquire these basic skills and be able to use them. Do we need primary education? Why didn't the government start at secondary level? Not only the government of Uganda, why is the world having this section, the infant, the lower section? What is the importance? We're looking at the justification. What is the justification for primary education? Do we need primary education? Can we do away without primary education? These are some of the points that I want you to look at it. The aims, objectives. Like I said, it instills into us the basic skills, the basic values, the knowledge that we'll use later on in life. Without these basic skills, we may not be able to proceed. If a child gets issues at primary level, then the remaining levels will be also difficult. If we can't learn to read and write, even secondary level will be difficult. If we don't learn how to socialize, relate with others, we will still have issues at a higher level. That is why in secondary, in education, we usually talk about fixation. If you get fixated at this young level, the results will be replicated in the next level. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. I've been Kabazira Dina, the teacher for Primary Education Studies and Management. We meet again in the second session that is going to come up soon after this. Thank you very much.